Happy Leo season! We are here, the season of the heart, season of authenticity, romance, creativity, delights, sports, competition, self-expression, the ego, the heart, your pride. So let's get a word in. The start of the sun returning home. And it's going to force so much to come to light. There are things to be said, things to be spoken, especially in regards to feeling left out, feeling on the outside of help, taking the brunt of the storm for people, what's going on with abandonment, what's going on with truth. The sun reveals it will be drawing us into our purpose. Secret desires being exposed, you getting off autopilot, and actually feeling on fire for life. Okay, so real talk. The moon has crossed over Mars and Uranus in Taurus. And this may just like put you on edge. It may be too late. I tend to give y'all like warnings after you already fucked up. But I feel like actually, if you've already popped off, what you said needed to be said. Let that go. Don't hold any grudges on towards yourself. But I would avoid like unnecessary chaos. Don't be texting and driving, or driving when you're mad, or like, you know what I mean? Like, try to evaluate the unnecessary variables of things. This is just like accident prone kind of stuff, so just be careful. And honestly, it's not even so much the moon crossing over Mars and Uranus. It does that often. It's the proximity of Mars and Uranus that is what's creating this swell. This itch, this urge. Uranus is that urge to change, to revolt, to break the status quo. And that's more what we need to really like pay attention to. I'll dive in for sure. But pay attention. And really like keep your wits about you. Like, you gonna have to check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's the word for the rest of you.
So when people say, what are you doing? You say, things that please me. And they say, toward what end? And you say, pleasure. And they say, but really, what are you working on? And you say, having a good time. And I say, but what do you hope to accomplish? And you say, living happily ever after. And they say, but what do you want to leave as your legacy? And you say, I was a happy one. And they say, but what is the mark that you want to leave? Life is joyous. But what is the value that you see in contributing to this time-space reality? I'm joyful. But what do you hope to accomplish? Being happy? It's hard for people to wrap their thoughts around that, and yet that's what all of existence is about, you see. So when people...
This old guy living in a shack is watching me, and he comes up and says, kid, I've been watching you. He said, you're not catching anything, right? I said, no. He says, because you're doing it wrong. You can't catch any fish unless it's a falling tide. That's when the tide is going out very quickly, rushing out between the rocks. And I'm like, well, all the fish are gone, right? He says, no, you'll see. It's stirring up the plankton. The fish go crazy. It's happening in 45 minutes. He has his fishing pole. We throw our lines in, and we're pulling them out by the tens. It's unbelievable. And afterward, he's feeling sort of philosophical. He lights up a cigarette on the rocks. I'm 11 or something. And he says, hey, kid, during a falling tide, you can only make one mistake. I said, what's that? He said, not having your line in the water. And I have learned this, that the time between the tides of your life, the falling tide of your life, looks like you're losing everything. Get your line in the water, because that's the most fertile period of your life.
So what does it mean to have your line in the water?
You must try new things. You must be fully alive. You must try everything you possibly can.
I need you to define fully alive.
To wake up each day and to live that day full of possibility. Not to nurse your wounds, not to waste your time, not to try to do things that you you used to do. To be fully alive is to be alive to the new set of experiences that's coming across the transom. This old guy who lived in a shack is watching.
I get dirty thoughts about you. They get worse when I'm without you. Does that mean that I'm going to hell? Or are you thinking them as well? Oh, I get dirty thoughts about you.
Welcome to Leo season. Ooh, already. Fire signs, this one's for you. 8 of Wands and the Devil coming in. There's definitely, the pace is picking up. The heat is on. There may be someone with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, or Aquarius placements coming in. But there are multiple people that want your attention, want your time, want your energy. And that Leo energy is coming through. So there's basically a lot of authenticity that's going to be spewing out of you. And you got to be careful with your words. Temptation coming in, an influx of power, an influx of partying, an influx of fucks maybe. But here there's opposition, possibly opposing temptation, opposing this boost of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But fuck it. Earth signs, welcome to Leo season. And the divine wants you hyper aware of your emotions and how you express them. There definitely could be some things coming up with the mother. I feel like you need to get in water. There may be somebody with Pisces, Cancer placements coming in, but you may be feeling submerged by all the emotions that you are now having access to. Venus is in your shadow in Cancer and is bringing up all the feels, all of the things. So I do feel like this is a season where what has been done in the dark will be coming to light. The hidden realms of your subconscious mind are really going to be revealed to you. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the ramping up of your instincts. Pay attention to what gets you in your feels, what gets you in your emotions, and actually find a way to express them, please. All right, Leo season kickoff messages for the air signs. We have the 3 of Pentacles, so collaboration, co-creation, understanding that you have everything that you need to build atop the rubble, babe. There are so many resources around you and so many willing people. Ooh, I know what's under here. Ooh, that's not what I thought, but I was looking at this 3 of Cups. That's what I was looking at. 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. So there are new friendships to be developed, new connections, new networking opportunities. Go to a professional. If it's a therapist, if it's a plumber, if it's a mechanic, if something like if there's a hiccup of some sort, recruit a professional to handle this. Don't try to YouTube handyman your way through this season. I feel like your strongest resources are your team and your friends. Try that. Last and never least, Leo season kickoff messages for the water signs. I feel like going to the top. You may be some with the surf. Going to the top, baby. Yes. Look what happens when you nurture yourself. Look what happens when you water yourself, when you tend to your emotions, when you eat the good quality food, when you go work out, when you get out in nature. All of a sudden you bloom, bitch. That's all you needed was some watering, some tending to. You know that we're just walking houseplants. But there is something about luxuriating yourself, especially Venus is now in water and Cancer. And so there is this standard that is raising of how we love ourselves, how we nurture ourselves, how we nourish ourselves. And therefore, nourishing ourselves creates this wellspring of nourishment for other people. You just had to break free out of your mind, babe. It's okay. Not yet. Whatever it is, not yet. There's so much tension astrologically going on. There's such aggressive buildup going on in the ether. Right now, wait until the new moon. July 28th, we have the new moon in Leo. Wait until then. whatever you may want to lean into, like clarifying something or just talking about the confrontation, this isn't the week. Wait until after the 28th. I'm telling you. Honestly, I would say wait until August. Like, if you can, really try to be patient. Don't let your desire for movement or speed or clarity push you into something that the divine's trying to reveal to you organically.